Hi everyone, and welcome to the Hermetic Shaman. I hope that you're all doing well today. My name is Jayme, for those of you that are new to my channel, and for those of you that are returning, thank you for all of your support. This is going to be a general collective message. It's intended for whoever needs it. Please take the messages that resonate with you in your particular situation and drop the messages that do not. If you're interested in booking a personal with me, the information on how to do so is down below in the description box. Alrighty, y'all. Damn it, I just burnt a hole in my tarot cloth. Can't have anything nice when you have sage. Oy. That's okay. Alrighty, before we begin, let's set the intention for this reading. I call upon my divine counsel in this sacred moment. Yahweh, eternal flame and sovereign creator. Elohim, divine architects of form and frequency. Sophia, holy mother of wisdom, womb, and word. Papa Legba, opener of the gates, keeper of the crossroads. Hecate, queen of witches, guardian of shadow and flame. Yeshua, ascended master of unconditional love and truth. My beloved ancestors of blood, spirit, and stars, the archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, and the eternal light of my Lyran soul, stand with me now. Surround this space in truth, clarity, and protection. Let every card reveal only what serves the highest path. Let falsehood fall. Let freedom and wisdom rise. May I be a clear vessel for divine messages. May my words honor both shadow and light. May no harm enter, no distortion pass through. I read as Flamekeeper, Priest, and Sovereign Starseed. I read with purpose, integrity, and divine permission. I open this reading in full trust and alignment. So it is, so it has always been, so it shall be. Alrighty, y'all, let's get into today's message. Universe, what's going on with the collective? And what is it that they need to know at this time? Ooh, excuse me. Is it just me, or is this Mercury retrograde, like, making y'all extra tired at this time? I feel like I've been needing a nap almost every single day. Universe, what's going on with the collective? We have the door of learning, education, knowledge, study, mastery, and development. You guys could be being drawn or called to learn something new at this time. Or this could be something here that you've already thought that you had learned, but maybe now you're understanding a deeper meaning to something as well, and this is aiding your development in some kind of way. Or there could be also something here where you guys want to study or you want to know more of. Maybe now is a time for you to buckle down, maybe do some research, you know, go down a rabbit hole or two. We also have the door of sovereignty. Self-determination, liberty, freedom, free will, and release. Something here about maybe something here that you can learn or something here that you have mastered could be the key to your own sovereignty, could be the key to your freedom. This could be like for some of you, like maybe you have some kind of skill here where maybe now you could become a teacher of sorts. Maybe it's time for you to step into that next role and to educate others on what it is that you do know in whatever field that you're in. For others of you, there could be something here that has always sparked your interests, and maybe you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to learn more about that, or I've always wanted to explore that. Maybe for you, you always thought it was something of a hobby, right? I'm for example, like I'm picturing a motorcycle mechanic, right? Like maybe this is somebody here who's like, you know what, I've always wanted to learn how to like fix my own motorcycle or something. And maybe throughout that process of learning to become a motorcycle mechanic, you end up finding that it brings you joy. It's your happy place, right? It's your form of meditation, right? When you're just out there working on your motorcycle. And with that, you could start a business because you're following your joy, and that's opening up the keys to your own sovereignty. It doesn't have to be like a motorcycle mechanic. I'm just using that as an example. Or maybe you've always wanted to learn astrology. Either way, you've wanted to deepen something. I also feel like it works with something that you already do, but it almost feels like it's a natural next step, like a natural progression to taking something further. Like maybe some of y'all really like photography, right? And you're like, you know what, I want to learn more. Maybe you can look into the local community college and see what they offer for photography, right? So you can deepen, your skills. Maybe learning how to, use, photo editing softwares like Adobe or whatever people use to edit photos. Universe, tell us more. Or this could just be you're discovering different things about yourself. Maybe recently you've also been invited to, to something here. Maybe something here that, for example, like we have those paint nights. Like maybe you've been invited to a paint night. Maybe it was a charity event. You were like, you know what, I'll go. The money's going to a good cause. But maybe you end up finding out, hey, you know what? I really do enjoy painting. And maybe you might find out that you have a natural talent for it. And that might open up some kind of new doorway for you. We have the key here with this door of magic and the door of patience. Mysticism, charm, wonder, spell, enchantment. Something about your resilience and your endurance here. Maybe some people have also counted you out in life, or maybe they thought that you have been moving too slow, that maybe you weren't learning what it is that you needed to learn in life. But the truth of the matter is that you were going at your own pace. Just because your pace may have looked differently than others doesn't mean that you weren't doing what it is that you needed to do in this life or in that moment of life. You're being given the keys to magic here because you're embracing true joy. And maybe you've had to be patient in life. Like maybe there were others who, I don't want to say excelled, but like maybe succeeded in whatever endeavors they wanted to succeed in, right? Maybe they felt like they won in life, right? And you've always felt like, you know what, my turn will come. My turn or my chance in the spotlight will come. You've held on to that patience here. And in the meantime, you've learned and mastered a lot of different lessons here. You have developed in order for you to be the person, in order to be, not just to be the person that you needed to be, but and also to be at the level that you needed to be for when your time came. And I feel like your time is coming now. You have the door of joy, happiness, delight, pleasure, bliss, contentment, and satisfaction. You're following your heart at this time. And that's why it may seem like other people may have won or they crossed the finish line because, they got the job, they have the money, they have the wife or the husband, they have the family, they have that perfect life, the stuff that we're sold in commercials. Just because that's what it looks like, they had everything. But maybe what you don't know is that they're lacking joy. To them, they were just crossing off a checklist of what they needed to do. Oh, I need to get a wife, I need to get a spouse, I need to build a family, I need to have a good job, I need to make sure I make this amount of money. But were they doing so because they genuinely wanted to? See, the difference is, whatever you have done in life, you did so because you followed your heart. Did it bring you joy? Did it bring you happiness? Was it something that you truly wanted? And maybe other people may have even looked down on you because maybe they have had to make compromises in their life in order for them to follow the dream that they were sold. That maybe they had to fall in line and stay in the system. Universe, tell us more. You know, I'm getting this energy here of like maybe like somebody downplayed you or looked down on you because maybe you never married. Doesn't matter what age you are in. Or maybe you're older and you never married, you never settled down, you never found the right energy to, and people looked at you like maybe there was something wrong with you. But I don't think it's because of there's anything wrong with you, because there isn't, collective. I just feel like your heart just wasn't in something. And I feel like whoever it was, the one who looked down on you, or the people that looked down on you, I feel like now they're the ones that are going through separations and divorces, and you're probably coming into alignment with your soul partner. This is all about coming into alignment with the life that you were always meant to live. And that's because you didn't skip steps. You didn't find any shortcuts, and you didn't settle just to try and make other people happy. Or you didn't settle just so that way other people viewed you in a certain way. Like you, whoever I'm speaking to, you were not trying to be like everybody else. You were just trying to be yourself. Definitely feel like you're dealing with people who did not march to the beat of their own drum. And then got mad at you because you were following the beat of your own drum. We have 777. Divine wisdom. You're on the right spiritual path. You are on the right spiritual path. You have divine wisdom within you. 1155. You're meant to break old paradigms. You're meant to break old paradigms. You were never meant to be in that system, in that old paradigm. 1010. Awakening, stay focused, spiritual acceleration. Stay focused at this time. You were meant to break old cycles, old paradigms, old systems here. You are on the right spiritual path. 7676. Cleanse your field, protect your energy. Stay protected at this time. Keep your wards up, keep your shields up, keep your prayers up. It's also a time for you to get rid of things that are no longer serving you with this cleanse your field. What is no longer serving you? What are old paradigms, old relationship dynamics that are not serving you, that are just hindering you? What are those old behaviors that you keep, slipping back into? Again, no judgment. Now is the time to fully face them head on. We have 911, spiritual emergency or soul calling. Answer the call. It's time for you to answer the call. Maybe some of y'all have been too afraid or hesitant, or even with this, it's like people have been wanting you to miss your call by trying to divert your attention back to the system. We We have 1919, karmic cycles closing. You are evolving. Yes, you are. And then 1991, let go to receive. It's time for you to let go to receive. Get rid of all of the old that no longer serves you. The things that have served their purpose and they served their lesson. It's time to let it go, so that you can fully answer the call. Maybe some of y'all needed some kind of confirmation to let you know that you are on the right path. Yes, whatever it is that you feel is in your heart for you to follow at this time, that is your soul's purpose. And that's different for each and every single one of you. Maybe that's being a painter. Maybe that's being a motorcycle mechanic. Whatever it is that brings you joy will bring you abundance. But it's the people who are still trapped in the old paradigm, in the old system here. Right? That system that keeps us enslaved, essentially, to these corporations' whim. You're breaking free from that. You know, you don't want a regular 9 to 5. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing. You want to follow your hopes and your dreams because you know that they're attainable. It may have taken you longer, but the people who have hit all those milestones, you know, whether they got married, whether they had kids and built a family, whatever it was, did they do so because they were following their heart? Maybe at the time, or they felt like they were following their heart, but it's like that old same programming that we were told. Oh, you know, you got to grow up, you have to have a family, you need to have kids, you need to have a job, you need to have this kind of house, move into that kind of neighborhood, and, you know, have the white picket fence. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those things, but I feel like you're not the type of person that's making decisions based on, all right, well, I need to attain this, so this is the best person to help me get this. Instead of just something naturally happening. You know what I mean? Like, some people will get into relationships just for the stability, just for the finances. You're the type of person that when you get into something is because your heart is in it. It's because it brings you joy. Because it brings you happiness, not because it brings you money, right? Money doesn't necessarily always mean that you can buy happiness. Something here about it's your time coming up here, and people, and these are the same people who, like, they're always wondering why they can never have more. I don't know what I'm tapping into. Like, I definitely feel like there's been people that have been trying to hinder your growth because they don't like the path that you're going down because you're not following the same steps that they did. Or maybe they weren't afforded, or maybe they felt like they couldn't do things the way that you're doing it. I don't know, times are different now than what they were back then, right? It's the same example that I can say right now, like, being a millennial, right? And all these boomers, like, well, you know, when I was your age, I was able to buy a house, and da-da-da. And I was like, well, you know, at your age, inflation isn't what it is now. You know what I mean? And there was actually decent jobs back then. You know what I mean? It's like those people that was like, well, but, like, times are different now than what they were then. The resources that are available now are different than what they were then. Times are different now. And maybe somebody is maybe a little bit upset that you were given different opportunities than they were. Or that you actually jumped on the opportunities when you did and those people didn't. Maybe they took them for granted. I don't know. Maybe this energy here, like, for some of you, you guys could have, like, college degrees, and there could be people in your family who never went to college, maybe never even graduated high school, right? And they're holding that against you like, oh, well, you know, I need to work in a factory while, you know, you get to sit at your desk all day. And it's like, but you made the choice. by not taking the opportunities available to you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, like, people are trying to make you feel bad for the choices that you made that were different than theirs. But those choices have led you to where you are now. You are on your soul's mission. You are living in your purpose. We're going to be using the tarot dice. Things might get a little loud for a hot minute, so if you're sensitive to sound, I do recommend lowering the volume. Universe. What is going on in collective energy, and what is it that collective needs to know at this time? We have the King of Swords. And he looks like he's getting ready to come in. I don't know, somebody could have gotten some kind of troubling news, some kind of troubling information that they need to act on, that they need to communicate. This truth and this information here. Somebody is not going to be able to defend themselves with the Seven of Wands reversed. It's like, this could be somebody here who put you through some kind of unnecessary trial. Maybe people were teaming up against you, but it's like all of their support is falling away. Something here is inexcusable. There is going to be a sudden loss, a sudden shakeup, a sudden surprise with this Tower card. And it all has to do with some kind of truth, some kind of evidence, some kind of information that is being brought to light by this King of Swords. This could be somewhat of an authority figure. Could be a lawyer, could be a judge, could be a cop. Or this could just be somebody here who deals with documents. Or somebody here who has just been inquiring about something. Or been looking into something. We have the Nine of Pentacles, but that's reversed. This has to do with a codependent relationship, somebody here who cannot stand on their own. This is somebody here who needs a handout. They don't want to do something for themselves. Something here has been very inexcusable. We do have the Fool, so there is going to be a new beginning here, a brand new cycle. So maybe this news that is coming in is closing out this karmic cycle, maybe about how far somebody went to try and deter you from your path. This could be the same person who was heavily judging the choices that you made because they themselves made different choices. So it's like somebody here trying to talk you out of your spot because they missed their own spot. I'm sorry to say this, but it almost feels like somebody here wants you to be as stupid as them, but you're not. And I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm going to say it. You're stupid. If you're going to be holding a grudge on somebody because they made a different choice than you did in life, you're stupid. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if that's mean, but hopefully that triggers some kind of healing within you. Because that's stupid. Plain and simple. I'm sorry. There's no other way around it. It's just stupid. But I feel like whatever this was, too, because the Tower talks about a lie that was built upon. But it also talks about a lie that somebody else also believed in. Because we have the Lovers being casted out. That's some kind of contract that has to do with some kind of choice. Something was built upon some kind of lie. Maybe you could even be finding out the reason why this person had a vendetta against you the whole time was because they were really, truly more angry at themselves for not taking the same opportunities that you took. So maybe that's why they started this, how do I say this? Like this malicious, like almost campaign to go up against you, because I did mention earlier something about somebody you're losing support. So maybe the people who were egging them on were like, yo, you didn't tell me the full story. You know what I mean? Like, maybe now they're finding out the truth of, like, why somebody was actually really going after you in the first place. Because something here about the facts doesn't line up with the story, because somebody's coming in with the facts. They're coming in with the truth. They're coming in with the evidence. Something here doesn't line up. Strong Taurus, Libra, Scorpio energy here. Something's not lining up. The story's not lining up with the facts and the truth. And a lie was carried on or was carried out for way too long. Something was built upon a lie. Somebody built something on a lie. And for some reason, you were their scapegoat in some kind of way. We're going to clarify and we're going to find out more, but I'm going to quickly go to the restroom. I'll be right back, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. I am back. Universe, tell us more. What is going on in this energy universe? We have faith. Somebody here wanted you to question your faith. Maybe this is somebody here who, I don't know, maybe they have a different faith than you, or maybe you were brought up in the same faith. But you've separated from it, and they're like, well, that's not how you're supposed to do things. But yet I also feel like the same people who have been trying to push you in a certain direction, these are people who haven't really made a name for themselves. Like, who are they? They're just nobodies. No offense, but they're just another cog in the machine, right? They're just another number for a corporation. They wanted you to question your faith, or something here about your joy, your faith. Maybe they don't like the fact that you believe, that you truly do believe, and that God and the universe constantly show up for you. Maybe these are people who have lost faith themselves, but yet still act like they, it's the people who don't believe in God. You know what I'm talking about? Those people who walk around with a rosary around their neck, right? They don't believe in God, but, they have to follow the rules because that's what everyone else is doing. Like those individuals is what it's really feeling like. This is somebody who doesn't have faith. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in a higher power. They don't believe in source. But they wanted to make you question your faith. We have forgiveness here at the bottom of the deck and growth. They don't like the fact that you flipped something back onto them. And this is why, maybe the very same people that were supporting whoever this person was with whatever lie that they built upon, it's like you forgave these people right to their face. Like something happened where they were like, I don't know, it has something to do with me, whatever it is, that lie that was built upon against you. I feel like recently you handled something differently and you were just like, it really showed your growth. And that really triggered something within people, and they were like, wait, hold on. Because I feel like you refused to accept something as your problem, but you decided to still forgive somebody anyway. You didn't allow somebody to try to shift your perception. You didn't allow somebody to try and alter your reality. Something here was extremely bittersweet. Universe, tell us more. Like, I really feel like you handled something here like a boss. Like, you didn't... There was no conflict, even though I feel like people were trying to press trying to press a conflict out of you. We have destiny and perception. This was always meant to happen the way that it is. Something here was always meant to unfold just like how it is now. And this all had to do with your perception. The way that you looked at the world, the way that you viewed yourself in the world. Somebody was trying to knock you down a couple of pegs because they knocked themselves down a couple of pegs. And maybe this is somebody who didn't want you to step into your destiny, to step into your full power, in alignment with your faith, because they didn't want to be seen as less than you. But this has to do with their perception, because this is somebody here who felt like they were better than you, or they could have felt like you were better than them because you wouldn't follow the same rules that they did, or that you wouldn't succumb to the pressure that they themselves succumbed to. We have a miracle here at the bottom of the deck. A miracle is getting ready to unfold because you've recovered the keys to your kingdom. And somebody here is, I don't know, maybe upset that they can't use your own emotions against you. They can't guilt you into anything. They can't gaslight you anymore. Because you see here that somebody here is left to their own devices, right? We have that person in the background just drinking vodka away while this person is, you know, chained down and doing the housework. Somebody here who, you know, doesn't want to let their guilt get the best of them because they feel like they're doing the right thing by helping somebody out who's going through a difficult time. But maybe that's not the help that this person actually needed. This person doesn't need a caretaker. You could be dealing with somebody here who has wanted you to be their caretaker in some kind of way, or these are people that never wanted you to put yourself first. Maybe that was part of the lie, in order to keep you around so that way you could be of service to them, so that you wouldn't step into your destiny here. They didn't want you to recover. They didn't want you to recover from the detour that they put you under. They never wanted you to go down this quest. Either way, there is some kind of transformation that is taking place here with this butterfly. You guys could even be receiving a lot of downloads from the divine or from your ancestors at this time as well. Universe, tell us more. This feeling feels like a little off because I feel like whatever is happening has been happening behind the scenes. Even though I feel like you have some kind of inkling, you have some kind of inner knowing that something feels off, because it almost feels like the people that you have been interacting with, or the people that have been in your environment, like you felt this shift, but like no one's really saying anything. But I think that's because they know where they went wrong. And these could be the very people who stood by and supported the main culprit of whoever was the one who embedded this lie and built upon it. Either way, you're receiving some kind of a gift here. This is a gift for all of your hard work, all of your troubles. This 17 breaks down to an 8. What goes around comes back around. This is always meant to happen because you kept the faith here. This could even be somebody here who was purposely withholding things from you in life because they wanted you to feel like you were at their mercy, that you had to do the right thing. This could even be people here who have been exaggerating their own circumstances here in order to tug on your heartstrings. I don't know, but a miracle is getting ready to unfold. We have an official person here at the bottom, and we have toil and labor. 22 breaks down to a 4, and this 38 breaks down to an 11. Something here about 411. You're going to be receiving the info. Back in the day, we used to call 411 on the phone so we could get, like, information. Trying to get the 411. There's something here having to do with your hard work, your effort. There is some kind of an official person here. Or you could be this official person. We have child and we have false person. So we have a fake individual here. Maybe this is somebody here who has been fake to you since childhood. So I don't know if this is like a sibling or a family member or even a friend that you've known for a long time. This is somebody here who's been extremely false towards you because they don't like your status. Or they don't like the attention that you receive or the way that you're being seen by other people as an official person. This 18 breaks down to a 9. 9s are all about closure. What's behind this false person? A thief. So we have a thieving, fake-ass biznitch, or whatever. Occupation. Somebody here who doesn't want to work. No, because they rather steal it. So this is somebody who was trying to steal something from you, trying to steal your destiny. And that could just be as simple as wanting people to see them how people see you. So this is somebody who could have been trying to blanket themselves in your energy. And they did this by embedding a lie that other people believed about you. But now that that lie has crumbled, something here is inexcusable, and somebody's mask is falling off, and people are seeing how much of a thief this person is, or how much they have been thieving. This could be somebody here who was never, parented properly. And somebody here is in bad health. Universe. We have community. There's a whole community involved here. We have concern reversed in a message. Somebody here is deeply concerned, deeply troubled that you're going to be receiving some kind of a message here. Somebody here who claims to be mature is really actually immature. This could have to do with the home, a living situation, or your foundation of some sort. Something here is in bad health. Somebody here is receiving news that all the work that they put in to try and steal something, or the lack thereof, is not going in their favor. Again, something here about 8s. What goes around comes back around. Somebody's mask is being completely ripped off, and the cookie is getting ready to crumble. Because people's perceptions are now being shifted. The truth is being illuminated. And you've always held on to fear. To faith. This could be somebody here who tries to do things out of fear. Or they try to pressure people with fear. Or maybe this is just somebody here who gave in to their own fear. Universe. Give me one more, please. Thank you. We have bad health and house. So there's a whole situation here that's in bad health. Mature man in the reverse, concern in the reverse. Universe, tell me more about this house. Wealthy man came out sideways. Somebody here is in their thoughts because they thought that they were gonna, or maybe they were expecting to be seen as the wealthy individual. This could be a karmic masculine. We do have a lot of masculine energy that's coming out here. Male or female. This is definitely a karmic masculine of sorts. Somebody here who doesn't want to provide for themselves. They don't want to put in any work or effort. Lying, scheming, embedding lies based on jealousy, based on their own fear, based on their lack of faith. Somebody here thought that they could take matters into their own hands and think that they could play God in somebody else's life. And I feel like that really screwed up a whole community here. Because it's not just one lie. When everybody else starts believing a lie, right, they start acting or reacting differently. And that could be holding opportunities from you, stopping your forward movement. These are, I feel like whoever this community is, I feel like this community was supposed to inspire, support, and help uplift you. But they ended up following a fake and a fraud and a phony instead, because this fake fraud and phony was able to embed some kind of a lie in order to build some kind of stability for themselves, in order to feel better about themselves, in order to feel above you. But now that's going to come crumbling down? What's behind this? Family room in the reverse, poverty in the reverse, sudden wealth in the reverse. So somebody here wanted you left out in the cold. They wanted you impoverished. And somebody here did all this because they thought that they were going to be receiving some kind of sudden wealth. Main man, pathway, message of concern. Somebody here is going through a whole divorce. This person's losing everything that they built on based on one lie. I don't know what this lie is. Somebody here is definitely not being honest with themselves. I don't know why this has to be your problem, collective. But isn't that the story? We're just sitting here minding our business, and people want to have their feelings about what we're doing instead of focusing on what they should be doing. Plain and simple. Universe, please tell us more. Oh wow, we're 43 minutes in already. They couldn't stop what's unfolding for you now. And they know this, and somebody here knows that they cannot defend themselves. If you felt like people have been treating you differently, it's because they don't know how to apologize to you. I feel like that's what's really going on right now, is that they're feeling the weight of the lie that they believed, and it was carried on for so long that they don't know how to make things right with you. We have the King of Wands and the Two of Swords. They don't know how to make things right with you, so they don't want to take accountability. They don't want to take responsibility. So the people who went up against you, who supported the other person, they don't know how to apologize to you. So by ignoring that, they themselves are going through a tower moment too. Because they're not owning where they went wrong. That's part of their growth. And this has something to do with you receiving some kind of attention as the King of Wands. Standing in some kind of spotlight here. That's why you're receiving some kind of a gift. Because you decided to follow your passion, follow your heart. Don't really care what anyone else has to say. You stand out from the crowd. You're unique. You're an individual. You're not a carbon copy. Very, very strong Scorpio and Aquarius energy here right now. Somebody here is blinded by the fact of what's going on in their own life. Is because they're refusing to take responsibility or accountability for Pentacles in the reverse, to let something go. They still didn't let it go. So the community is going through karma because they don't know how to apologize to you. And the longer that they delay it, the longer that they delay this truth, this apology, the longer they try to act like nothing ever happened. It's like the energy of like people realizing, oh shit, I didn't realize this was going on for 20 years, right? And they're like, well, I mean, let's not say anything now, right? Because we don't want to make matters worse. But again, you're not taking accountability. You're not taking responsibility for what has done to correct something. So now it's like, all right, we'll move differently now and act like the past 20 years never happened. And the universe is like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Part of the healing, part of the journey is you rising and you accepting that accountability. Somebody here is being forced to let something go that they were holding on to for this false idea of security. They're being forced to drop it, or it's being ripped out of their hands. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups reversed. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed here at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wheel of Fortune reversed and Four of Wands reversed. Yeah, something here is being laid to rest. Somebody here gone and messed around so bad that their time could be up on this planet, if you know what I mean. I'm not wishing this upon anybody. But maybe the universe is like, you know what? You keep doing the same thing. And maybe the universe, God, source is like, you know what? You've just lost your privilege. Because you're refusing to heed the warning. You're refusing to do the right thing. For others of you, somebody is just going to be going through some kind of a loss. They're going to be losing their whole foundation, their whole stability here. They're losing recognition. They're losing support. You're going to be entering a period of bad luck here. Because this is somebody who's very needy, very codependent. It's giving gold digger vibes, gold digger energy. This is someone here who's a thief. This is somebody here who never follows through with what they promise. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. They're headed for a loss here. They're angry, they're going through a loss here, but they never followed through with what they promised. So they're mad at whoever instead of being mad at themselves. There's a lack of love here with the Ace of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups is somebody very kind, very nurturing, very compassionate. Somebody here who has strong emotional boundaries. Someone here who is emotionally intelligent. This is not somebody who's naive when it comes to the matters of the heart. But this is also somebody here that always leads with love. Somebody here could be taking their love away or taking their love back realizing that it has been mishandled, that, you know what I mean? Somebody here isn't filling their cup. Or maybe you're realizing that, you know, someone always leaves your cup empty instead of replenishing it. 5 of Swords reversed. This is definitely an individual here that definitely thought that they won. They did everything in their power to try and win. Maybe they thought that they won when you walked away. Maybe now they're realizing that they were the ones that lost in the first place. 9 of Wands reversed. Now somebody is extremely overwhelmed and burdened. They don't know how to make it through this. 8 of Pentacles. Because maybe now you're too busy. You're focused on your work. You're focused on your achievements. Somebody played way too many games with you, collective. Way too many games. And maybe they expected you to always be around, always be there. Maybe they thought that that programming that they put you under to take care of them would always suffice, would always work. But I feel like they only lied to themselves. And I also feel like the only reason why other people allowed this to happen was because of some kind of, again, some kind of lie that somebody here embedded. I'm going to keep on repeating that because that's the main message of this reading. A lie that somebody embedded and built their whole life around this lie, around you being who they claimed you to be. All so that people would not be able to see you for who you actually are. That's the one that's losing everything. That's the person who could even be losing their life. They're losing all their relationships. They're losing all of their support. They could even be losing all of their money. That Wheel of Fortune's in the reverse. Somebody could actually even be having to pay out what they've stolen. And somebody could have actually really stolen something. This could have been an inheritance that they've stole. You know, by trying to claim that you were mentally unfit because of a lie that they embedded. I don't know, it's like somebody thought that you weren't as protected because of your faith, because they don't believe in anything, they don't believe in source, they don't believe in your protection, they don't believe in karma, they don't believe in God. And maybe that's why they attacked you in the first place, because they thought you were naive because you believe. Universe, give me one more, please. We have 2 more. We have death and strength. With the Page of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. There is some kind of rebirth that is happening here. This is an ending and a brand new beginning. This is a forced transformation. Something cannot continue as it has. I also feel like whatever's going to be revealed to you, because whoever I'm reading for, you know who this person is. And maybe you've been trying to sound the alarm on this person. And nobody believed you. But now there's going to be some kind of evidence, some kind of truth that is being revealed that you're going to be like, aha, I always knew it. But I also feel like whatever this truth is, you're going to be like, wow, I didn't realize it went that deep. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why you're being asked to, like, control your ego. Do not lash out. Don't slap a bitch, even though you may feel like the bitch needs to be slapped, right? Don't go back to your old self. Because whoever I'm reading for, I feel like part of the way that they were able to maintain that lie was by being able to elicit or to drag your ego out of you. You know, to get you angry, to get you upset, in order for you to give them the evidence that they needed. In order to say, you were crazy, you were this, you were that. right? But they never said about all the things that they did behind the scenes, you know, to push you. Well, we also have the Ace of Pentacles right behind that Page of Pentacles. So there's definitely opportunities, blessings, prosperity, positive news that is heading your way here. As above, so below. This is a divine opportunity here. Some of you guys could be dealing very, very, very strong Scorpio energy here. There could be a Scorpio that is going through it. A Scorpio that built a life based on some kind of a lie and then refused to take accountability for their own choices. Had a vendetta against you because you're just living your merry life, and they are upset that your life appears better than theirs. Whatever that means. They feel like they got the short end of the stick in life. And again, it's your problem. For why? I don't know. Maybe this person doesn't realize that life is an accumulation of choices. I also feel like this is somebody here that's not rising to the occasion. They cower in their own fear. And that's why God will never uplift them. Ever. Because fear is the devil's work. Somebody here is realizing that they have been working for the devil. Or maybe that whole community is realizing now that, wow, we have been following the devil. We have enabled a devil. Maybe because they themselves fell into fear. Maybe this has something to do with family and a sibling. Maybe the whole family is realizing, wow, we went wrong with this one. Well, what's going on now is our fault. It could be a lack of parenting. I don't know, this is given like, maybe like, I don't know, you know how there's some families out there that think like the firstborn child is like, you know, God's greatest gift, so they treat the others as less than? I don't know, it's given something like that. Or it could be a blended family, and somebody put like, I don't know, instead of keeping it fair, you know what I mean? One person was able to break, I don't know, like, it's given like one person was allowed to break the rules or do whatever they want. Like, there was no discipline. But yet, if you did the same thing, you were the most, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't equal. There wasn't a balance. I don't know. We're going to clean this up, and we are going to find out more. This might be a little bit of a longer reading than normal. Universe, tell us more. It's 7:44 p.m. Universe, tell us more. This could also be a situation here where, like, maybe some of you are, I'm using this as an example, like maybe some of you are part of the LGBTQIA community, or I don't know, maybe your skin tone is different, or you're a different sex than this person, or whatever the case is. It's like somebody held you up to different standards because of who you are, and that's how they viewed you as. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they looked at you as like, you know, part of the LGBTQ thing, right? Like maybe they were like, oh, well, you know, you're a gay man, so that makes you less masculine in our eyes, or that makes you less of a man type of energy. Or maybe they looked at you, you know, maybe you're a female, and they were like, well, you know, I can't be outshined by a woman, right? Or, you know, you have a different skin tone, or, you know, and they're like, well, I can't be outshined by somebody who's darker than me, or somebody who's lighter than me, or whatever it is, right? But, and these are even people who could even be trying to justify their feelings based on their old paradigms of their old, it could be religious paradigms. Right? Something here about, I don't know, maybe somebody could be like old school Catholic, old school Christian, or even like Orthodox Jew. You know what I mean? The very same people that will always use God to say that it's okay to kill other humans. Sorry, that's not God. You know, like the Christian church, you know, justified the Crusades. Okay. And maybe this person tries to pretend that they're okay with you. But if they really were okay with you, and if they really supported you, that support would even... Wow. So this is like somebody here who, when they talk to the other people, they're like, oh, but I really care for them. But I really care for them. So, you know, I don't think they should be doing this. I think they should be doing that. I don't think that's healthy for them. You know, but these are people who have no experience in whatever the hell it is that they think that they know best in. You know, and they disguise it as they care for you. They disguise their control as if they care for you. This could even be an ex. I had an ex who did that. Well, but if you loved me, you wouldn't do this. Anyways. But it's giving like that kind of vibe. We have hooked, reflecting, and creep. So we have a creepy individual trying to keep tabs on you because you're moving on. You've moved on from this. Maybe you finally said goodbye because you've sensed the hostility. Or maybe you felt that, like, the love wasn't reciprocated. It was unrequited. And again, love could be family, friend, lover, even colleagues. It's all love. You're unbothered here. Wow, moving on, unbothered, and moving. You're unbothered, you're moving, somebody here is receiving bad karma, you're too busy winning, you've done all of the healing and the reflection that you've had to do, and it's like you don't care how many people try to defend this person? Because it almost feels like people here have just been, like, creating excuse after excuse to ignore somebody's behavior. And this person's a creep. They've been trying to stalk you, keeping a distance from you, watching you from around the corner, trying to peer at you through the cracks in your door. That's really creepy. To try and start a fight so they can get information on you. So they can find out what you're up to. So they can sabotage you. This could be somebody here who held such a vendetta against you that they talked to everybody about you. And maybe that's what the rest of the community doesn't know, is how devilish this person went, you know, to, you know, discredit you. Discredit you in love, discredit you in your friends groups, discredit you in work. Somebody here who does the same shit every day. This is somebody here who wastes their life away. This is somebody here who doesn't do anything new. The same person that they are now, they were this exact same person 20 years ago. There's been no growth within this person. They're in the exact same place that they were in 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. This is somebody here who has never evolved. They have never grown, but yet they pretend to. This is somebody here who never has the facts. They make shit up. This is somebody here who doesn't want to learn anything new. They think that they already know everything. You know, the earth is transforming. The earth is shifting. Our weather has been going wild. The animals are relocating themselves. The earth itself is shifting. And somebody here is refusing to shift, refusing to grow, thinking that they know everything, thinking that they know better than God in the universe. Somebody here could even be trying to abuse divination, to try and figure out what you're up to. Doing the same shit every single day. Maybe they day in, day out, morning, noon, and night. They're like, what is collective doing? What is collective doing? That's what they're doing. They're suntanning on their yacht, being unbothered. Because they've moved on. And maybe they don't like what they're finding out. We have child services here. Someone's children could be at risk of being taken away. You know, usually it's the people that have the most to lose in life are the ones that try to maintain some kind of a lie. Maybe this is somebody here who, I don't know, they're clearly trying to hide something that they're doing in their life. Maybe somebody here did something to the children. But in order to make themselves feel better, right, to have that reminder, to make themselves feel better is to have this community think that you're the bad guy. So that way, they can feel better when they do their bad shit behind the scenes. This person never has any facts. Spiritual hater. They hate on your spirituality. They hate the fact that you've moved on, that you've leveled up. Somebody trying to get the inside scoop on you? And the inside scoop is that your light irritates their demons and that this person's a broke-ass bitch. Male or female, okay? For the record, on this channel, bitch is male or female and everything in between. Somebody could have gone as far as trying to cock-block you, trying to stop you from love, trying to stop you from accessing opportunities here. This person who's played out, again, doing the same thing every single day. They're the same person that they were back then. Nothing has evolved from this person. This is somebody here who forces their way onto people, all because they have bad habits that they don't want to take responsibility for. Trying to keep people in third-party love triangles. Trying to have people always constantly pinned against each other. This is somebody here who isn't shit. They're not shit. They ain't shit. And if you're watching, you're not shit. You're nothing. You are nothing. You are a flea on this planet. Romantic love affair. Somebody you're trying to fake flex. Trying to maintain some kind of romantic love affair, but I don't think they realize that their spouse is getting ready to divorce them because there's too much in their ego. Their ego is getting in the way of their relationship. All because of their bad habits. This could even be somebody here who... I'm not saying all of the time, but most of the time when people get into, you know, this kind of stuff, they usually do it because they're hiding from a part within themselves. They're hiding from something. They're hiding from a feeling. They're hiding from a memory. They're hiding from some kind of pain that they're unwilling to confront. This could even be somebody here who, in their head, they feel like you drove them to this, or they have no other options but to do this. And maybe this is somebody here who's very upset that you're no longer supporting this. Again, we had that guilt earlier. Maybe you're like, you know what? All right, I understand. And this doesn't even have to be like physical drugs. This could just be somebody who drinks a lot, or somebody here who smokes too much, or somebody who eats too much. They do something here in too much. You can do everything too much, right? You know how they say tea is better than coffee, but I'm pretty sure if you drink tea all day long, that's not healthy for you either, right? And there have been studies that show that 2 cups of coffee a day is actually really healthy for you and actually really good for your heart and your cholesterol levels, right? Just like people say, drink more water. But even then, if you drink too much water, that's not a good thing, okay? Everything requires moderation. Everything requires discipline. And it requires you to check your why. This could be somebody here who, I don't know, maybe something about maybe too much sex. Right? There's nothing wrong with sex and intimacy, but check your why. If it's getting in the way of you living a normal life, well, then you're doing something in excess. Why are you trying to escape life with sex? I went there. There is a move that is happening here, and it's all because somebody here is haunted. They're now receiving side effects of what they did, and that's the fact that they're going to be bankrupt. Somebody was bankrolling on your downfall, and maybe it appeared that they were going to win until the universe threw in some kind of curveball last minute. I mean, I don't wish this upon anybody, but somebody here could literally be, you know, offing themselves because of their own bad habits. And they have no one else to blame but themselves. Sorry to say it. And you know what? I hope for those of you that are suffering, there is help. There is support. There is resources. There is help available. Please go get help. Too many people have lost their lives because of this. I have buried too many friends because of this. Universe, tell us more. Somebody has been trying to fulfill a fantasy. Trying to fulfill a fantasy. It's time for you to watch shit go down. Enjoy the gossip. The gossip. Wow, my Boston accent almost came out on that one. We have caught. Somebody here has been caught. So be very, very cautious. This has to do with the whole sex shop. We've been pulling up this energy for the past, like, week or so. Somebody here is expecting a new beginning. This copycat is expecting a new beginning, but what they don't realize is that somebody here has been right on their tail investigating them. It could even be their fake friends who are now turning on them because they're realizing that somebody here is extremely insecure, and that's why they kept building upon a lie. The record is going to be set straight on how somebody here was trying to get a room to do some bad choices, to do this. You know, here's the truth. This is somebody here who feels ugly about themselves. They don't like where they are in life. They don't like the fact that they've had to stick with whatever it is that they've got themselves involved in. But yet they're not, I want to say they're not being a man or they're not being a woman and standing up for themselves and making a better choice, but instead allowing their fear to get the best of them. Maybe this is somebody here who they themselves are attached to a karmic. This could be a karmic that's attached to a karmic. This could be somebody karmic in your life who they themselves are attached to a karmic. But instead of taking the responsibility and the accountability for one's own life and say, I'm drawing the line, no, they're not going to do that. They're just going to hate on you because you don't have to suffer through what it is that they're suffering through. But the truth is, they don't have to suffer with it if they just goddamn man up or woman up. It's toxic. Somebody here created a toxic environment around you and they wanted you to turn into them. But the truth of who they actually are is now being revealed. You could be finding out that somebody here has maybe had an addiction or has been holding some secret life this whole time. And now it's all being revealed. It's all coming out to the light and everyone's going to be knowing who this person actually really is. And then you're going to be seen for who you actually really are because somebody here was not able to swap roles with you. I mean, they can make people believe whatever they want about you, but the truth is always the truth. Universe, tell us more. Somebody here is being kicked to the curb, and somebody here is trying to burn evidence. Trying to burn evidence of what? A divorce? Or the fact that somebody here got a room? Trying to keep a promise? This hater was trying to keep a promise? I don't know. This is given. I don't know. Okay. So I don't know if this person's attached to a karmic themselves. So like, maybe, I don't know, maybe they got into a relationship with the karmic, right? Family, friend, lover, business. Like who this person is to you. They got themselves involved in a karmic relationship. They made a promise to this karmic, and because of some kind of outdated paradigm, they feel like they need to keep the promise. So this could even be like somebody here who had children with somebody else and was like, well, you know, I have to do what I have to do to provide for my children. Right? But in all actuality, what they ended up doing, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Yes, you should provide for your children, but it shouldn't come from taking something out of somebody else. So like, this could be like a sibling here who's, or a family member, like a cousin or something or whatever, or even an aunt or an uncle or whatever, who got into a relationship with the karmic. But in their head, keeping the promise to their karmic to provide for the family or whatever it was came at a cost at your inheritance. So it's like they're trying to keep a promise at all costs, but they're not doing it the right way. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They're trying to take something from you instead of going out there and getting it for themselves. Because this is somebody who never took responsibility for their own life and their own choices. The game is over. Their little game is over. This is definitely somebody here. We had that third party energy, that love triangle, who uses people like that. So they can't, so that people won't see that they themselves are stuck in a karmic lifestyle. And so what they do to cope with the fact that, oh, I'm fucking over my own people to keep a promise to someone that is obviously a karmic in my life. So, oh, let me go and do all these bad habits and blame everybody else but me for this mess. Because they're envious. There's been an investigation here about how somebody here has been leaving red lipstick stains. There's been a lot of cheating. Family, friend, lovers, all of them cheat. They all can. Universe, give us one more. It's all falling apart. Their outdated system that they've built is all falling apart. It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. Watch shit go down. Shit's about to go down. People are definitely going to be talking about this. You could have even tried to warn the very people that were believed the lies against you. You could have even been trying to warn them about somebody because you're a kind-hearted person. You know, and maybe that even then itself was part of the journey where it made you question yourself. You're like, well, nobody's believing me, so maybe I'm the problem. But no, you're not the problem. You've just been dealing with somebody here who has been really, really good at trying to hide what the actual problem is. And that's the fact that they're stupid. We're going to go back to that from the beginning. It's stupid for blaming somebody else for your own choices in life. You know what, let me take another quick bathroom break and I will be right back. Alrighty, y'all, I am back. Universe, please give us some character clues. Please give us some character clues. It did come out in the reverse. This could be somebody here who had a fall from grace. This could be somebody here who held a powerful position. Very influential position of authority. This could be an official person at one point, or somebody here who held an official title, or this could even be somebody here who was seen in high regards in a community, in a group, in a family, you know, like matriarch, patriarch, or this is somebody here who built up a reputation as, you know, being the one, you know, the one that everyone looks up to type of energy. Somebody who wanted to be seen as very well put together. That did come out in the reverse. You know, I am going to honor that. This could be somebody who is having a fall from grace. Maybe they're realizing they don't really have as much power as they thought that they've had. We have a sharp face. Somebody here could have green eyes. Somebody here could be plus size. They could also wear a lot of green clothing. We do have brown eyes and beard and braids. I did say beards. It could be a whole group of bearded men that's involved here, or somebody, I don't know, something here about braids. It could be, maybe somebody here braids their beards, or their beard, or I don't know. There's definitely a couple of people here involved. We have Asian, somebody here could be of Asian descent. Somebody here could be Filipino. Universe, give us some more character clues, please. Okay, that was way too many. Somebody here could be trans or non-binary. Somebody here could be a white American. There's definitely a difference in cultures here. Blue clothing. Somebody here could wear a lot of blue and green. Something here to do with like a work uniform, maybe? Something about a gas station? Maybe somebody works at a gas station? Universe. We have black hair. Somebody here could have a busty chest. It did come out in the reverse. Maybe this is somebody here who had a busty chest at one point, but maybe they got, you know, I don't know, maybe they took their implants out, or maybe somebody here had a reduction done because maybe, I don't know, it was too heavy or something. Or maybe this is somebody here who used to be plus size and have a busty chest, but when they lost weight, you know, their coconuts also shrunk. Somebody here could have long hair. Somebody here could be pagan. We have rugged. Somebody here could be extremely rugged, very outdoorsy, works with their hands, you know, throws dirt on it type of energy. We have a best friend. So this could be somebody's best friend, or maybe you were best friends at one point with this individual. Maybe your best friend was plus size or is plus size. Maybe this pagan person thought that they were more powerful than what they actually are. We have pink clothing. A lot of people here. We have a Christian. Someone's name could be Christian. We have a tattoo. I did come out in the reverse. Maybe somebody recently got a tattoo removed or is thinking about getting a tattoo removed. Maybe somebody's getting rid of their best friend tattoo or something. Or maybe someone's tattoo, something happened to their tattoo when they lost weight, or maybe when they gained weight. I don't know. We have a beauty mark. Somebody here could have a beauty mark. We do have curly hair. Something here about the nature and outdoors. Maybe something here happened outdoors, or maybe somebody here spends a lot of time outdoors. Maybe somebody here likes to go camping. Camping or something. We have blue collar. Somebody here could be a blue collar worker. There's definitely facial hair here. Somebody here could have dimples. Somebody here could wear yellow clothing. So we have yellow, pink, blue, and green clothing. We have hazel eyes here at the bottom of the deck. There are way too many people here that are involved. And see, the problem is when you build a lie, when you plant that seed of a lie to so many different people, you screw up the natural order of reality, the natural order of life. Based on a lie. Based on something that is false. That's why something here, that's why maybe this person could even be losing their life. And I keep saying that, but I really do feel like, please be safe at this time, y'all. Even if you are those who are into bad habits and all of that stuff, be very, very careful, please. Because I really do feel like the God, the universe has said, we have given you way too many chances. We have given you way too many times to come clean, but you still refuse to accept the responsibility for yourself. To the point where you're screwing up not just your own life, but everyone else's life that's involved as well. I'm sorry, y'all, for my shock and my disbelief, but I just received a message. I'm gonna have to check that out in a second, but I just had a friend text me. This might have something to do with the message. I'm gonna say it out loud, but I had an encounter a couple of months ago with Mary Magdalene in a dream. And now my friend's talking to me like that dream was no coincidence. Something just went down in the world. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But this could, like I said, something here that you predicted months ago is now finally gonna probably be coming to pass now at this time. Okay. Universe, please give us some more character clues. Now I'm getting distracted. We have tribal. Somebody here could be Native American or have some kind of tribal roots. This person with a sharp face and a short nose. Maybe this is a white-collar person that's been using a blue-collar person, or this blue-collar person has been using white-collar people, you know, to cover up their crimes or something. Something to do with maybe financial crimes. There's a lot of people here that are involved. Somebody here has screwed up way too many people's destinies based on some kind of a lie that they held on to. Let me clean this up, and we're gonna pull out the other deck before we close this out. Universe. Please tell us more. Tell us more for the collective. Help us finish building this profile, please. I have decided I'm going to name this deck the Criminal Minds deck, or the Criminal Minds Profiling deck. Because at this point, it's what it's feeling like. Universe, tell us more. We have a sugar daddy. Somebody here could have been a sugar daddy, or it's in the reverse. This could be somebody here who wants a sugar daddy, who wants a sugar mommy, who wants somebody to take care of them. We have a confession. Truth is being spoken. We have binoculars. Somebody here has been watching you from afar or doing that creepy shit by watching with binoculars. This could be like a sexual deviant. We did have something here to do with the children. Maybe this could be coming out to light, the deviance of this person. Or we did have that sex shop. Oh no. Somebody here could even be getting wrapped up in like a whole smexual smex ring that maybe could involve minors, or even the sale or procurement of images with these binoculars. Aren't there like, I mean, I know that there are telescopes out there that you can like take pictures and like plug it into your computer. I don't even know if you can do that with I've never been in the market for binoculars, so I don't know what the offering is. But I'm pretty sure with today's technology, they probably have some kind of binoculars or some kind where you can take pictures. A confession here is coming out. Somebody's sugar daddy could be coming forward or confessing something. I don't know. Or this could be the person that has been supporting the person that's been going up against you based on some kind of a lie. Like, whew, like, for example, like this is somebody in your family or in your friend group or even at work, right? This could be, you know, the boss or the parent or whatever here that has been supporting this person and what they're doing, maybe supporting them in life because of that sob story, that lie that, you know, you ruined their life. And maybe now this person's realizing, oh my God, I enabled the whole situation in the first place. I too was taken for a fool. Maybe that's why this person's confessing. Because maybe this person could have found the binoculars and is trying to help cover up for this person. Because they're like, oh, they've already suffered enough in life. I don't want them to suffer this either. But again, you're stopping them. But they're stopping them from receiving their karmic lessons. Anyways, this is somebody here who lives beyond their means, spending more than one earns, using credit or loans to cover expenses. So they don't even own anything. It's not their money. It's all borrowed money that they don't plan on paying back, is what I feel. Somebody here lacks discipline, no moderation, very excessive. This is somebody setting you up, a planned event. They were trying to set you up to take the fall for something that they did. And they blamed you for ruining their life. Filed false reports. Somebody could have even gone as far as trying to file false reports. This energy vampire here who uses a siphon to transfer energy from a higher level to a lower level, trying to block your opportunities here. They don't like what you do because they can't. They don't like seeing you happy because they're not. Trying to keep you stuck in a shadow contract, which are agreements made in fear. It's somebody who's been trying to go as far as to even try to pretend to be you online by creating fake accounts and catfishing people in order to have them believe that you're fake, that you're not, you know what I mean? By throwing people, by creating all these fake accounts, by acting like you, but not really acting like you know what I mean? In order to discredit and discourage people from coming after you. There's somebody here who's paying people off, buying loyalty, gifts. Or this is somebody here that has been, I don't know. It's interesting because they can get on their knees for the sugar daddy, but they can't get on their knees for God. Just saying. Just saying. You know, well, let me get down on my knees, right, and pray to my sugar daddy. If y'all are following me here, I know we're getting a little disgusting, but you have to understand that low vibrational energies, they themselves are disgusting. The shadow contract came out. This could be somebody who's even been trying to use some kind of blackmail on you. Sorry, I had to get that out. But they get on their knees and pray to their sugar daddy, right? In hopes that their sugar daddy would be able to help cover something up. Somebody here who's unremorseful. They have no regret, not sorry, even if it caused harm or was wrong. They don't care. They were trying to keep a promise. They were thinking they had to do the right thing. They thought they had to do the right thing in order to support their family. And that's all fine and dandy, but where you went wrong was trying to take something from somebody else. Because you too have the same rights that they do. I'm talking about birthright. You being a child of this planet, you have the same sovereignty as everybody else. So they take it as, why are you trying to stop me from trying to do what I need to do? Instead of, you know, them understanding that you're also doing what you need to do. There's a right and a wrong way to do things. This is a train wreck, a hot mess who wears a facade, deceptive outward appearance, superficial show, somebody who is a repeat offender, someone who has been convicted of a crime more than once, habitual offenders treated more harshly than first-time offenders. So this is somebody here who has done this repeated. You're not their only victim. Everybody else along the trail, all of those other people who believe the lies and the bullshit, they're also their victims for having their destinies robbed. And that's why this person is going to be treated more harshly than first-time offenders, because they should have learned the lesson. But instead of them thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't do what I did, because maybe that's just the wrong thing to do, right? I'm going to use this as an example, like, You know, somebody's in a gang, right? And they get in trouble for selling drugs. But they go after you because you ratted them out for selling the drugs that they shouldn't have been selling in the first place. So instead of them realizing, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be doing this in the first place? No, let's get rid of you. That's what it is. There's somebody who doesn't like to be called out. They still want to be able to get away with it. They just don't like the fact that you call them out. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, we have a fugitive. Somebody who's running away from their own problems. Running away from truth, pain, or themselves. Sorry if this reading seemed all over the place, but it almost feels like somebody here is in their feelings because they know that things are catching up to them because everybody else is catching up to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody who was involved is now finally seeing the truth. And that's being added to the collective consciousness. And people are tapping in. And now this person is feeling all of that stress because they know their lie isn't working anymore. So this person could be... So this person, it's like, could be like cowering. They're all over the place. The energy feels all over the place. It feels like somebody knows their time has come. They just, and the most anxious part is that they don't know when the shoe is going to drop, but they know it's dropping. That's why this energy feels so scattered here. Because now they're starting to feel the full weight of what they actually did to you. And I feel like they're trying to repent. But I also feel like it's not working. Or that it's too late. Universe, please give us an affirmation. Thank you. We have perseverance. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. You do what you gotta do at this time. Continue to persevere. Continue to climb that mountaintop. I feel like you are very close to that peak right now. And I feel like somebody here is... You're gonna be witnessing them falling from the mountain. Like, that's how they're gonna pass you. Is you're gonna be like, oh, well... There they went. Universe, please give us a final message for the collective. Thank you. We have Inner Knowing 17. You have a place inside of you that holds your most significant answers. Within each of us lies our intuitive knowing. Motivation and ideas are present, yet untapped in this space within us. The spark of the divine waits patiently for us to tune in and retrieve our guidance. This is a time of soul searching. You are in a phase of introspection where you are drawing your attention and focus inward and looking for guidance within. You have a strong need to understand, not just at the surface level, but also to really know why things are unfolding in the manner that they are. You now have access to the inner knowing that the truth and acceptance you seek is within you. This is a perfect time to take a step back from your day-to-day life and deeply contemplate your motivations, personal principles, and values. Seek the truth, work with Ganesha, and see that through meditation, consideration, and self-assessment, the opportunity to evaluate your direction and personal goals await you. Your priorities may shift as you develop a deeper perspective. Take this opportunity for some much-needed alone time. Trust in your inner knowing at this time. Answers are being revealed to you. This reading should mostly serve as a confirmation I don't think others are going to apologize for what has done, but they are going to be receiving the karma for what they did. And maybe that's why you had that forgiveness card come out earlier. It's because you understand. Just because you understand doesn't mean that it makes it right. But you understand that people are on their own journey, and this is a part of their own growth as well. That is what I have for y'all today. I am sending you all lots of love and lots of light, and I will see you next time. Ciao.